Hello everyone, this is Drew from Best of Us Investors working with Mark on the Platinum Trading platform. So again, Mark has been investing for over 40 years now and has worked as the director of operation for an online firm for around 10 years. He'll be doing overviews on what he saw in the market and charts from the previous week regarding swing trades. And also if he has some stocks that he's keeping an eye on for the upcoming week, he will share that as well. Now for watch lists of several stocks that are set up for great swing trades with uptrend potentials based on more than 7 indicators every day, along with educational videos on how to read charts, come join our Platinum group and let's get through this tough market together, seeking for great swing trade opportunities and even for great potential entry points for long-term investments as well. Make sure you check the link in the description below for the Platinum membership. And I just wanted to remind you that this video is not made for financial advice, but for educational purposes only. So Mark, how was the market last week regarding our swing trade?
Well, it was a pretty volatile week in the markets. We only had 4 days of trading because of the holiday on Monday. But from a swing trading point of view, we got in. There were a lot of setups, and I think we actually had 11 stocks at one time on our watch list, and we're still in one of those stocks at this point. But on Thursday, we had a big sell-off, and we took a lot of profits and gains off of there. We had a couple losses, but our gains outweighed the losses because we used stop limits to reduce the amount of our gains, and we let our winners run until a signal on one of our guidelines triggers or it hits a resistance line. And we can go over a couple of those. Copart was one of them. We got out of. We were up about 5.2%. We were in that for 15 days. Visa, we were up 7%. We were in that 14 days. We were in Amgen for 15 days. We were up 3.31%. PAG, we were up in 2.14%. We were in that for about 12 days. Dow Inc., we were up about 3.63%. We were in that 8 days. IBM, we were down. That was one of our losers. But a downgrade came from an analyst out of nowhere, and it's hard for charts to understand when a downgrade is going to come. But luckily with stop losses, we were only down 0.86%. And we were in that 8 days. Sunnova Energy, we were in for 1 day for a 6% gain. And then Sunrun Energy, we were up almost 2% in 1 day and we got out. But a lot of swing trading is not exactly when to get in. The hard part is when to get out because we had a big sell-off. And if you didn't get out, you would have lost all of your gains. So that's why we use charts. That's why we use the guidelines. So let's look at a few of these charts and see where we got out and how well we did. So here's Copart. You can see we got in. This was Thursday. And we've been watching Copart for a long time. And you can see we have these upward trend lines, upper and lower. And we keep bouncing off the lower. And we were tempted to get out. You can see there's the 9-day moving average. And you can see on the upper level, we were bouncing off. And we put in actually a stop sell limit right up on this level up here. And on this day, it popped up when the market opened up, hit that level, and then the market sunk back down. And you can see the next day, it went down below the lower level. So that was a good move based on a trend line that we had. You can also see one of the reasons you can see the slow stochastic down here had a crossover. And I find that, and a lot of times when we have market sell-offs, the first signal I will get is this crossover, the negative crossover, the slow stochastic. Here's another one, Visa. You can see Visa had a nice run up, and we got up and just started hitting this resistance line up here. And so I didn't think it was going to go any higher, so we put in a stop sell just above the resistance line based on this. It hit on this day, and then you see the next day Visa dropped down, and we're still coming back up a little, but we're below the 9 days. So that saved us some losses too by using a resistance line. And again, you go down and you can see what happened. We had a crossover, negative crossover of the slow stochastic, which was a signal based on what we were seeing in a market sell-off. Here's a Sunnova Energy, and you can see that we popped up and then had another crossover of the slow stochastic here. The market was at this point in a downward trend. We put in a stop sell limit. It hit here, and look what happened the next day. So we got out. We saved quite a bit just by using the slow stochastic during a market that is downtrending and basically a big sell-off. That was my first sign. So we got out of a lot of our positions. One that we didn't because of the downgrade. So here's IBM. We didn't get out of IBM until we were below our cost basis because on this day, out of nowhere, an analyst had a downgrade. We can't figure that into charts. Charts don't know things like that. That's why we have stop limits below. And you can see we hit a stop limit down here for a 0.86% loss, which wasn't much in the big scheme of things. You can see the next day it's still down below our sell. So this got us out and prevented us from more losses, which is what you want. You want small losses if you're going to take them and big gains on the top. And that's what swing trading is all about. So out of the 11 trades that we were in, we're still in one. And 8 of the trades were positive and 3 were negative. So we did pretty well this week. So as you know, we track our trades when they come on the watch list, and then we monitor when we would get out of a trade. And then we show by percentage how we did. And basically our gains, we're doing 100 shares. We're doing paper trades only. If we bought 100 shares, this is what your gains would be. As you can see, here's where we really had started with Copart, Visa, Amgen, Penske Auto Group, Dow, IBM, CSX. These are what we were in. We're still in Century Aluminum. We're down about 6 cents in there, so that's about a $6. But even with our losses, if you're UC IBM, we were down 0.86. Archer Daniels, we were down 1.4. In Comcast, we were down 1.82. You can see what our gains would have paper traded us gains of about $3,100 over 20 days in January so far, and we're still in one trade. So this tells us when to get out. We reduce our trades, our losses to minimals, and we try to let the other trades run up. And with more trades running up than we have losses, that's how we make our money here. Again, this is how we track it. It's on the Platinum channel. You can go and check it out on the Platinum channel, and it's updated as we make recommendations. You can see here's our sell indicator. A lot of them hit resistance, price below 9-day. A lot of resistance got hit this week. And so that triggered a lot of sells for us. And then we'll start again on Monday and see if we can find any setups. Sometimes we don't have setups and we don't have very many stocks. We're patient when we swing trade. We're not trying to lose money. We're trying to make money. And you can see what patience will get you, $3,100, in 20 days, buying and selling 100 shares of stocks that are in setups.
Well, thanks for sharing these trades, Mark. I also think that it's much more important to know when to sell a trade based on the indicators compared to when to buy into a stock. If it wasn't for your warnings and alerts to the Platinum members, we would have all lost our gains and would have been stuck with a loss at this point. But again, due to your chart analysis, it seems like we were all able to preserve our gains right before the market headed back down. So again, I learned so much from this discussion and hope our subscribers also enjoyed this episode. Now, for more details and updates regarding swing trades and chart analysis every day, make sure you join our Platinum group and let's successfully invest and make it through this tough market together. Thank you very much and see you all next week.